Welcome to the Foul Mouth News, where the filters are off and the language is colorful. If you are offended by profanity or vulgarity in general, not to mention political incorrectness, this video is not for you. You have been forewarned. So if you have virgin ears, be prepared because they are about to be violated.
Hello, everyone. So, I love how, and this isn't the only article, how they're trying to frame it this way, but like, they're specifically targeting the fact that the judges that ruled this way were Trump judges. Like, oh my God, they're ruling this to, like the implication, oh my God, they're ruling, this way to help Trump. Well, no. The shit that these states have been doing with mail-in ballots going, oh, well, if they're postmarked by the day and they show up a week later, they still fucking count it, is bullshit. That's how things weren't at one. Things weren't that way at one point. Wow. Fucking learn English. If they didn't receive it on the day, that the election, the polls closed, it wasn't counted. It was your responsibility as a fucking adult to get your goddamn ballot in on time. That was on you. But, oh, no, as long as you get postmarked. And then you find out, and there were sworn affidavits from multiple postal workers of the people running the local post office fucking postmarking shit with the last election when it came to the mail-in ballots after the fact with the incorrect date. They got them after the fact. They were postmarking them with the day of the election so that they would still be fucking counted. Because, oh my God, Evil Orange Badman, he wants us to actually turn a profit. One of the reasons why the Postal Service is such a fucking drain has nothing to do with the fact of, a lack of mail. They ship most of the packages out there. They have deals with like DHL, even FedEx and UPS. They do a bunch of the shipping for the fucking shipping companies that are undercutting them. The problem with them is, real quick before we get in, further into this, is the fact that these government employees, you've got way too many of them to do the fucking job, number one. Number two, the overwhelming majority of postal workers, and I'm probably going to piss off some of them for calling this shit out, and I know postal workers who've told me, about other postal workers, how they do this, and how they do it themselves. But their routes, in most towns, metropolitan areas, whatever the case may be, only take a few hours, but they go out all day on it. And what they do is they get their postal run fucking done, and then go sit on their ass in their postal van for like hours on end while they're getting fucking paid. So you could have one postal worker do 2 or 3 routes and get rid of a couple of fucking workers, maybe save a little money, shit like that. But see, Trump wants them to turn a profit. They're supposed to be a for-profit entity, even though it's a government, and they should be turning a profit. They used to turn a profit. And this is when it was a leaner operation. I mean, it's fucking ridiculous. And they're like, well, we got to raise stamps. No. What you need to do is fire some of these motherfuckers and streamline the shit, I mean, layoffs, we can do it in the private sector. But yeah, so to avoid that type of shit, these postal workers that don't want Trump in, that are going to pull the same shit they did in 2020, now that we're circling back around here. The judge is like, no. If it ain't there on the 3-judge panel, that all were Trump appointees, but if the ballots don't show up, they're not going to get, on the day of the election, they're not getting fucking counted. It violates federal election law, which this has been a known fact for a long time. And now the Democrats are freaking the fuck out because this gives grounds for, when they have all those ballots showing up 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 days later, like with, Michigan and Pennsylvania and, other states and shit like that, where the mail-in ballots are being trucked in the middle of the fucking night. Yeah. Well, after the fact, like with Michigan, they won't be able to fucking count them because if they count those fucking ballots, they've got to appeal with this. This allows them to appeal, and that's what scares the Democrats. So anyway, again, an article from CNN, written by Tierney Sneed, published on October 25th. Oh, excuse me. And the title here, Trump appointed appeals court judge says Mississippi is violating federal law with mail ballot deadline, but don't block it. Yeah, well, the thing is they're like, well, don't block it. So you're going to initially get a boost from this, but then the shit's going to be appealed. They're fucking freaking out about this. I mean, the judges throw them a bone, and they're still fucking like, oh my God, because right now they can still do it. And there are multiple states that do this. And what they're afraid is they'll want, Trump will appeal this up to the Supreme Court, and they'll have to adjudicate on this applying across the country. And that's what they don't want. So anyway, let's get into this here. A panel of 3 Donald Trump appointed judges said Friday that Mississippi was violating federal law by counting mail ballots that arrive after Election Day, but stopped short of blocking the policy before the election in a ruling that could nevertheless impact voting-related lawsuits this fall. Well, no shit, it's going to, and that's why all these fucking outlets are freaking the fuck out. Like, multiple. There was like 5 or 6 articles, but this one was like probably the best one to choose out of all of them, and that's why I went with it. The ruling from the 5th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals is a victory for the Republican National Committee and others who brought the case in Mississippi, a non-battleground state with very little mail-in voting, seeking a ruling by a far-right circuit court friendly to their arguments. I love this idea of far-right. You mean people who actually look at the fucking law, okay, and read it as written and go, okay, the law says X, so we're not going to do Y, whereas the Democrats, a Democrat appointed fucking judge will sit there and legislate from the fucking bench and go, I don't care if the law says this, that's unconstitutional, or pull some fucking retarded shit and go latches or some other thing to fucking just nip the shit in the bud. This is ridiculous. I mean, this is really fucking ridiculous, like far right. No, you mean judges that are following the law, CNN, you sleazy fucks. Sneed. Voters deserve nothing less than a fair and transparent election, which ends on November 5th. We will continue to defend the law, fight for protection of every legal vote, and stop election interference in our country's most important election, RNC Chairman Michael Whatley said in a statement celebrating the ruling. Democrats and voting rights advocates fear that a ruling in Republicans' favor will be used to boost challenges to late arriving ballots in other states, which could make the difference if the margins are tight in key races. Yeah, that's exactly. They're concerned. No, they're fucking scared shitless. All right. And they've been playing this fucking game of voting rights. All right. Knowing full well that the Postal Service is fucking around with the postmark. I mean, this is fucking ridiculous shit. They're fucking shitting themselves because their little sham, okay, to stuff more mail-in ballots through ain't gonna fucking fly. Trying to put them in a week, get that straight up fucking line for Kamala Harris like they fucking fabricated for Joe fucking Biden. They're freaking out about this shit. Congress statutorily designated a singular day for the election of members of Congress and appointment of presidential electors, the Fifth Circuit panel said. Text, precedent, and historical practice confirm this day for the election is the day by which ballots must be both cast by voters and received by state officials. Well, it's also they're supposed to be fucking counted, but let's just ignore that fact, because it used to be that there were laws in the books that you had to have the ballots counted within like one day of the election. Okay, like the next day it had to be fucking done. Okay, you had like 24 hours, not this 1 week shit. All right, you could do most of the counting during the fucking the day of the election. So like next day you should have the results. It should all be done in like a 24-hour fucking period. We never had that fucking problem until Arizona decided, oh yeah, we to say, hey, it might take us a few days, a week or whatever, back in 2018, which Razorfist has gone into great detail about this shady shit in multiple videos. It's now spread across the fucking country. And they tested with with the last, presidential election to see how it would be about waiting a week for the results. And they saw the pushback. They're trying to push it again. They got even more pushback because, like, they had COVID as an excuse and people were, I guess, those that weren't putting up a major stink, like, hey, no, that shouldn't be a fucking issue. Let's get this shit done. I was saying that shit. Let's just get this fucking shit done. Well, they tried to pull it again, and without COVID or anything else, they got no cover, and people, are you fucking retarded? What the fuck? Yeah, I did that like total Boston, no saying as. Sometimes it slips up. But I mean, this really fucks them, because this will be used in other circuits. It'll be used as an appeal all the way up to the Supreme Court. They're shitting themselves. Among the states that allow for late arriving ballots are Nevada, Ohio, and Virginia, as does Maryland, the site of a competitive Senate race. Also, allowing for post-election ballot receipt is California and New York, both states that could make a major difference in which party controls the House of Representatives. Even as the ruling has no immediate effect on the coming election, it could help repel any legal challenges that Republicans seek to bring against any of the roughly other 20 states and jurisdictions that count ballots arriving after Election Day. Nevada's policies allowing the late arrival of mail ballots are already being challenged in state and federal court by Republicans, but courts in those cases so far have rejected those arguments. Yes, because they're Democrats going, this shit helped us because the Democrats cheat. What they do is they hold back fraudulent fucking ballots until the last minute when they really fucking need them. And in this last election, presidential election, they really needed them. So they were fucking, the ink was still wet on that shit when they were wheeling them in like Michigan in fucking coolers. I mean, this is retarded fucking shit that these assholes have been pulling. And they're like, oh my God, we can't pull this shit anymore? Oh, this ain't fair. Life's not fair. You're diluting the ballots of legitimate voters, the vote of legitimate voters, so get fucked. See, these people think democracy is them controlling over us. They keep spouting democracy, the rhino neocons and the fucking Democrats, and Trump's a fascist. Oh my God, if you vote for him, you're going to end democracy. No, that is democracy. I mean, we're a constitutional republic with limited democratic, principles. And they act like a democracy. No, it's about the establishment rule. It's about the globalist rule. Okay? It's about unelected people in the bureaucratic alphabet agencies, and this includes, say, like, commissioned officers in, like, high ranking in the military. Like the idea of joint chiefs of staff under them, shit like that. Okay? These people think that they should run the fucking country. All right? They think we're all fucking stupid. That's why you had the latest Mattis shit, which Trump praises Nazis. He wanted his generals to be like Nazi generals. You mean, like, follow orders, do what the commander-in-chief says, fucking Nazi shit, asshole? You mean like how our generals used to do it? And if they didn't, they got the fucking boot? I mean, hell, MacArthur didn't want to fucking listen. Got his ass booted. Like, prior to World War II. Then in Korea. Because, and he should have, we wouldn't be in the fucking shit show we are these days. But MacArthur, if fucking Truman had allowed, that fucking pussy wimp Truman, I mean, this is true from fucking Back to School, okay, with Rodney Dangerfield, all right? That pussy wimp fucking Truman wouldn't allow MacArthur to fucking drive them back to the Great Wall of China and nuke every one of those motherfuckers. If we had done that, minus say even the nuking, if we had just fucking drove the fucking the communist Chinese back, we wouldn't be dealing with the fucking the geopolitical shit we're dealing with today. We were in a fucking war with them. They were helping the North Koreans. Should have drove them back right into fucking China and all the way back to the Great Wall and then nuked the fuckers. We wouldn't be in the shit we're in today. The Russians would have went, oh shit, they nuked another one, and they wouldn't be fucking with us even today. Putin would be like, yeah, they've used the nuke twice. Even Even with the fucking warmongering fucks we've got right now. Running shit, trying to fucking start World War III. I mean, Jesus Christ. They want to run shit. This pisses them off. Because they can't rig the fucking election. With establishment cunt mala. I mean, it's ridiculous. Casting doubt on ballots that were not counted until Election Day was key to former President Trump's efforts to delegitimize and overturn the 2020 election, but Friday's ruling was careful to specify that it's not commenting about the actual counting of ballots after Election Day, only those received. Well, here's the thing. That had to go with both things, and it was when Michigan, when you literally see him sneaking in coolerfuls of fucking ballots. But hey, let's just fucking ignore that shit. That is not to say that all ballots must be counted on Election Day, the opinion states. Even if the ballots have not been counted, the result is fixed when all of the ballots are received and proverbial ballot boxes closed. The selections are done and final. By contrast, while election officials are still receiving ballots, the election is ongoing. The result is not yet fixed because live ballots are still being received. Well, yeah, common fucking sense. Why should people get to vote after the fucking election? Oh, well, it got postmarked the date. Bullshit. Post office has been caught. Multiple elections. Backdating shit. Why should they be able to pull that fucking game? I mean, give me a break. Although a single voter has made his final selection upon marking his ballot, the entire polity... Wow. Why wouldn't you? Okay, the entire polity must do so for the overall election to conclude, the court added. So the election concludes when the final ballots are received and the electorate, not the individual selector, is chosen. The Fifth Circuit's ruling is only binding on the 3 southern states covered by the circuit, and for now, the panel is not ordering that the policy be blocked in Mississippi for the current election, instead sending the case down for more proceedings. Yeah, and they're worried about this shit. They are really worried about this shit. Because this is a foundation to fuck over the Democrat cheat machine, mail-in ballot cheat machine. I mean, they're screwed. I mean, they're going to try it, and they're going to challenge, but yeah, they're screwed. This opens the door to fuck them on their fucking us. Excuse me. Judge Andrew Oldman, joined by Judges James Ho and Kyle Duncan in Friday's opinion, instructed the lower court to give due consideration to the value of preserving the status quo in a voting case on the eve of the election, as it considered the next steps in the case. All 3 were appointed by Trump. Yeah, and see, they lead off with that in the fucking headline. Ooh, excuse me. They make it all about the fact of far right, blah, blah, blah. Oh, it wasn't a case, a state where this would be, an issue. Well, so they did what the Democrats do. They judge shopped. They venue shopped. We'll deal with it. Because you fuckers, all the shit you do to, secure our elections makes it more insecure. Oh my God, we can't have signatures. I mean, Mark Elias. That fucking retarded piece of shit literally goes into court. That fucking ambulance chasing cock gobbling cunt goes into fucking courts and actually argues with a straight face that black people are too stupid to know where the fucking DMV is, okay? And if they did, they're too stupid to know how to get a fucking ID from the place. And these judges go, tell me more. And then they rule in the Democrats' favor with that shit. Where any sane, rational, normal person would be like, dude, you're a fucking racist. Get the fuck out of my court. If they were a legit fucking judge, I'd be like, you're a fucking racist. Get out of my court. But, yeah, I'm surprised they didn't send Mark Elias in on this one and make some fucking retarded argument. Well, black people are too stupid to mail their ballots in on fucking time. Anyway, yeah, I've covered this well enough. I'm leaving things here. If you've made it this far and haven't already, please like and subscribe. Also, feel free to subscribe over on the other platforms where this channel's content is uploaded to, as well as subscribe and follow over on sites like Minds, Gab, and Parler. Links to each are in the description.